Okay, so welcome back to the channel. And today we will be taking a look through these Power Thought cards by Louise Hay. So I got these on Amazon for about, I don't know, I want to say 15 maybe dollars. And there's 64 cards in the deck. The box is a flip open type of box. There's a little bit of artwork up here. And then just some information about apps and such in the bottom part. It is a nice, sturdy quality. The cards are fairly small, as you can probably tell, like fairly small, which I like though. I think it's kind of nice to have different size cards. Like I like these smaller ones to bring with me if I'm going to the park or something like that. Before the pandemic, it was nice to bring them to restaurants and sometimes shuffle out a card for the wait staff. So anyway, we're going to take a look at these cards. We'll start right now. And so this is what the deck looks like. It's a nice thick deck. Okay, so we have 64 cards. And let's start with, I am willing to love myself. Look in the mirror and say to yourself, I love you. I really love you. Don't be shy. It's just another way of saying life loves you. So we probably can say we love our friends, family, kids, partner, inanimate objects like, oh, I love my whatever, phone. But when you ask a person to say to themselves that they love themselves, a lot of times it's just like they seem to feel really awkward about it, really weird. And there's no need for that. There's no need for that. There's nothing wrong with telling yourself that you love yourself. It is safe to ask for help. When you fear you can't do it all by yourself, maybe it's a sign you don't have to. When you stop trying to do it all by yourself, help appears. And listen, if the help doesn't just appear, there's nothing wrong with seeking it out, whether it's professional or asking for support from your circle. If something seems to be missing in your life, maybe what's missing is you. Complete this sentence. One way I can be more present in my life is... So what is one way you could be more present in your life? Put this up just a bit. I like the focus to be on the cards, so that's why I have it kind of angled this way. I commit to being more present in my life. So there isn't much artwork on these cards. So if you're really big on artwork for working with cards, whether they're affirmation or otherwise, this may not be the best deck for you. As you can see, it's just like almost a solid color, and text on one side and pretty much text on the other with just this little bit for artwork. So just something to note. Are you as kind to yourself as you are to others? Finish this thought. One way I could be kinder to myself is... So what is one way you could be kinder to yourself? I practice loving kindness toward everyone, including myself. I choose to live with ease. Life does not have to be as difficult as you sometimes make it. Complete this sentence. One way I could let my life be easier is... These are great like prompts to journal with or to meditate on. Even a great question or affirmation to start your day with, and just kind of check in with it throughout the day and see what comes up for you. I express my love. Be a friend to someone today. Help them to see by your actions that life loves them. It really doesn't take much to be a good person. It really doesn't take much to be kind to another person. And the thing is, we don't know what someone's going through at any given time, and you don't know how possibly very important, let me just angle this way a little bit, how very important a so-called small act of kindness can actually be to someone. I know for myself, I've had times where I was going through really, really difficult things, and just someone doing a small gesture, just smiling at me in the store, or holding the door open for me, or letting me go first in line. Those things really, really meant so much at a time when I needed, I just needed some, like, some support, some love, some kindness, and it was those small acts of kindness that really did help put some comfort in those days. So just something to consider. It really, anybody can be a bully. Anybody can be a internet troll. It doesn't take, any level of intelligence or integrity. So try to rise to the point that you're that person who makes people feel a bit better after they've seen you than they felt before they talked to you or interacted with you. And it doesn't take much. Again, it could be just a friendly smile. It could be just a simple compliment. It could be just a small gesture. But it can really mean a lot to someone. So just be that person. Notice all the ways you are being supported. Complete this sentence 10 times. Life is supporting me by. So complete this sentence 10 times. Life is supporting me by, and then fill in the blank with a way you feel you're being supported. We are all, even in our worst times, are having some level of support. I am loved and supported. I am loved and supported by life. And the great thing, these days is with the internet, although it certainly has its downfalls as well, really any time of day or night, you have access to other people, whether it's specific groups for specific topics, or, even more professional level help is just always available right through the click of a button, which I think is fantastic. When you are willing to receive, a gift appears. I say yes to being a better receiver. I am willing to forgive. Forgiveness is a gift to yourself. It allows you to release the past. Go to your mirror and say, I forgive myself. I forgive everyone. I forgive the past. Now, like the card said in the beginning, can you just say this once? Can you just look at a card and, whoo, I better be careful before I end up with the freaking burn. Can you just look at a card or say something a couple of times and suddenly everything's going to be different? No, it's going to take repetition. It's going to take you saying these things enough that you can believe them. And also, as far as the forgiveness thing, if you think of it as a gift to yourself rather than, even to another, it's a little bit easier to do. And what I mean by that is when you can get to a level of forgiveness that you aren't being negatively affected anymore. You're not letting it be this place that you dwell, this place of, resentment or bitterness or anger at someone else or a situation. You really are doing yourself a favor, because when you hold on to a lot of resentment and bitterness and anger, and trust me, I've definitely been there, you really are only hurting yourself. It's not good for your mental state. It's not good for your emotional state. It's not good for your physical state. It's not good for relationships that you have with other people, whether romantic or otherwise. So you can forgive someone, yeah, for their sake, but I think more importantly, for your sake, for your peace of mind. And forgiveness doesn't mean, and I feel like this is where people sometimes get, a little hesitant about forgiving someone. Forgiveness doesn't mean it's not saying what you did was okay. It's not saying what happened is okay. It's not saying your feelings of hurt and pain and, whatever it may be that you're feeling. It's not saying that those things are not valid. It's just saying I am not going to hold on to this negativity, like this ball of anger, or this just like heaviness of resentment. It's exhausting. It's exhausting. And it is saying I'm just going to release that for my peace of mind. And now, can you possibly forgive this person and move on and have, future interactions? Yes, depending on the situation, maybe that's the case. But maybe that's not the case. And even if it is not the case, and even if you cannot, and definitely maybe should not, have future interactions with this person or let the situation continue, you can still, like I said, for your peace of mind, let go of as much of that negative stuff as possible. And listen, I mean, I could talk about this, I guess, for a really long time, so I'll try to wrap it up. You do need to give yourself, if something's happened, someone's really, really disappointed you or really, really upset you or disrespected you in some way, you do need some time to give yourself, to feel what you're feeling, to process it, to have a healthy amount of time to let your feelings, be there and work through them. But at some point, it's not going to continue to, it's not going to serve you to continue to hold on to that, to continue to dwell in that place, to focus on that energy. So, there is a point where it goes from, I'm feeling a certain way because a certain thing happened or didn't happen or whatever it may be, and I need to be in this space for a little while because, this is fresh. I need to work through this. That's fine. But when a certain amount of time has passed and you're still really focused on that thing and really holding on to it, you may end up being the one who suffers more than the person who you're angry at or upset with. My mom used to say, like, when you're holding on to anger or bitterness towards someone, it's like drinking rat poison and expecting the other person to die, because you're holding on to something that, like I said, if you hold on for it too long, it becomes like this poisonous energy in your body. And like we had already said, sometimes it's a kind of situation where you need professional help to work through it, to work through your feelings with it. And there's nothing wrong with seeking out professional help and being like, I need some support, like some professional support through this, or some guidance to help me get from where I am to where I'd like to be. And this is, again, it's not for the other person's benefit. It's for your benefit, yours, overall, number one, first and foremost. But moving on. Okay. I love life and life loves me. When you feel envy or lack, say to yourself, I love life and life loves me. Be in love with your life. Let life bless you today. I am willing to let love in. Open your arms wide and say, I'm willing to let love in. It is safe to let love in. Repeat 3 times and more if you want. And I think sometimes it's really helpful to actually handwrite things down. So not to just say them out loud, which is still really important, but to actually put your pen to paper or pencil or crayon or marker or whatever you like, and write the affirmations out in your own handwriting. And even change words around so that it becomes your own personal mantra. You can always add words in or change words around. I choose peace. Life does not want you to suffer. You struggle because you let life love you only so much. Where there is drama in your life, let grace in. I am creative. Honor your unique gifts. Think of 3 ways you could express your creativity today. So and we were just kind of talking about markers and stuff. So that's really cool. I think, especially when we become adults, the creativity sometimes has gotten kind of beat out of us, for lack of better term. We start to lose some of that, I think, creative energy, or, you know, that belief in ourselves that we can just create for the sake of creating. We become adults and it's like, well, if you're not going to be good at it, what's the point? Or if you can't make money from it, what's the point? And it's sad because it's such a simple yet personal, inexpensive way to express yourself, to get some emotional release, to explore ideas, to just have fun. And, this can be painting, it could be sketching, it could be dancing, it could be working with fabrics and fashion. It could be so many different things, but I think we have to, when we're adults, we have to more consciously and actively find ways to keep our creative juices flowing. And, I think it's good for the brain, to try these like new activities and not to just sit and zone out all the time with a television. And I think it's a really fun way to even socialize. And I mean, we're in the pandemic. This is when I'm filming is January 2021. So, but I mean, virtually, like right now, you and I could be doing a Zoom thing and we could be painting, having some snacks and talking while we paint, or sketching something, or, choreographing a dance together. There's so many different benefits to like really tapping into that creative energy that we do have. But a lot of us either talk ourselves out of it, convince ourselves we don't have enough time, even though you could literally sit down for 5 minutes with a pencil and a piece of paper and sketch something just for fun, just to doodle. But we all do have our creative juice. It's just that a lot of us, like I said, talk ourselves out of it, or have a fear of it not being like good enough. So we're like, let's just not try. But this card is definitely telling you to go ahead and play around a little bit, have fun, create for the sake of creating. Life wants me to be happy. And it looks almost like, again, those crayons. Oh, isn't that funny? Because this wasn't even the next card in the deck. I just lifted it up and took one from the middle. And I think that's interesting. So, oh my God. Okay. And now look at this. We have like literal paint right here. So definitely, whoever's listening to this, you definitely, if this video is coming your way, and because there's so much coming up about creativity, especially now during a pandemic when we're stuck at home for long periods of time, sometimes by ourselves, this is a perfect time to play around a little bit with some different ideas. It doesn't have to cost much money, really any, depending on what you do. You can have fun with it. You can make it a date night where you take a virtual painting class, or, some kind of creative type of event online. It's a kind of thing you can do with your kids, by yourself. I mean, go online, look up different ways to like, do art projects. There's so many ways you can create, even with just basic stuff around your house. Oh, this is perfect. Perfect. Like we were just talking about. This is the thing. It's when we're kids, we love to create, we love to experiment, we have so much imagination, and then we get older and it all seems to dry up. But it's not that it's not still there. It's just that we don't tap into it anymore. And there's nothing wrong with putting on some music, taking out some cheap paints and a canvas or some paper, and spending a little while with, no social media, no TV, just some music, some paintbrushes or some pens or some whatever it's going to be you're working with, and just play. Who cares how it comes out? Does not matter. It does not have to end up in a museum. You just have to have fun doing it. That's the only goal, is to have fun doing it. That's it. Loving your inner child helps you remember your innocence and recognizes how much life loves you. Ask the child within, what can I do for you today? I love that. Decide that today you will eat only food that loves you. You know better than anyone what is best for you. I nourish myself. So it's not saying eat a particular type of food. It's just saying check in with yourself and be honest with yourself about how do you feel when you eat certain types of food. Do you feel good? Does it make you feel the way you want to feel? Or does it leave you feeling a way you don't want to feel? That's all I think it's really saying, is to just take some time, to check in with yourself and kind of see if what you're eating supports how you want to feel or if it doesn't. And I know for me, listen, I love like nachos and, stuff that isn't necessarily what we would call nutritionally dense. But it's about how you feel when you have the food. And there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, I love ice cream, doesn't leave me feeling great after, and still having it sometimes because it's what you want. That's fine. I think it's just saying, be willing to check in with yourself and ask your body, like, hey, how are we doing? Like, how is this interacting with us? And just taking that moment. I love being me. Stop trying to be so normal. Be more of the real world. Be more of the real you. Show the world who you are. I can do it. Trust. In times of trouble, remember this: who you think you are cannot handle this challenge, but who you really are can and will. Spend time outdoors today. Breathe in the fresh air, relax under a tree, take in the whole sky. Notice that nature isn't judging you. I connect with nature today. Even a short walk around the block, even sitting on a porch or a balcony, even sitting by an open window, or bringing some plants into the house can really help. Let's see. I give what I want to receive. We need to give what we want to receive. When you experience any lack in your life, ask yourself, what am I not giving? I listen to the wisdom of my heart. Place your hand over your heart. Ask your heart what it wants to know today. So I'll do a few more. Let's see, how long has this been? 23 minutes. All right, that's a little longer than I was going to go for, but we'll do a few more. Take a few moments to count your blessings. Complete this sentence 10 times. One way life is loving me right now is... I love my body. Do a downward dog. Take a dance class. Book a foot massage. Ooh, that sounds great. Be kind to your body today. Your body has a message for you. Listen to what it is telling you. Thank your body for being the perfect messenger. I'll do these last 3. Write a love note to yourself. What is it that you most need or want to hear? I am worthy of my own love. I love that idea. I think I'll do the same. I think I actually will. I think it's a fantastic way to start this new year, is with a love note to myself. And I encourage you to do the same. I create my future today. Do something today that your future self will thank you for. I choose happiness. Memo to self. Remember to enjoy the miracle of existence today. All right, I think that's going to be the last one. So that's what the cards look like. And that's basically what you see is what you get. This is the deck. So the cards are glossy. For anyone who wants to know about the finish on the cards are glossy. And once again, it is the Power Thoughts by Louise Hay. So thank you everyone for joining me for this review. I hope to see you in the next video where I will be covering these cards right here. So these are the empowering questions and affirmation cards, a deck of 60 empowering questions and positive affirmations. So this is what I'll be covering in the next video. Until then, take care and much love.